So we have been living in the caravan for about 2.5 months now. And during that time, I've just been keeping a list on my phone of like things that come up that I think are essential for like not living this lifestyle per se, but living this lifestyle a bit more seamlessly, and just making life a bit easier, to be honest. I thought, why not share it with you guys? It's not the typical list. I've watched a few of these videos and they all say the same thing, which is just really annoying, to be honest. So most of these things aren't really that obvious and most of them are really small. I just feel like these things just make life easier, so I'm going to share them with you. If you don't live in a van or plan to live in a van or anything like that, please don't click away. If you live in a small space or have very little storage, there's also some good tips in here for you. So I'm gonna get started. I've kind of got some little categories, but not really, but we're gonna start in the kitchen. So under the category of kitchen, I've got 2 things to share with you. Number 1 is this. This is a drying mat that we bought from Kmart for $2. Basically, it just means that when you've got your sink space, you can basically extend the drying bit, or you can put this here and it just kind of stops water from getting everywhere. So that's like a really basic one, but this just makes like washing up so much easier, because if we haven't washed up all day or we've cooked up a big feast, we can just bring it along and we've got double the drying space. The second item is these little clips. You would have seen these everywhere. They sell them at Kmart, IKEA, the supermarket, basically everywhere. So what they're meant for is to, when you've opened a packet of anything, chips, pasta, whatever, you can just put this on it, keep the air out, keep it from going stale, which is one way to use it. But the way that it's really handy for van life, or if you have a very small pantry, is everything that comes in like a plastic bag inside of a box. You can get rid of the box, open the packet, get the air out and do this, and it does make it smaller and so much easier to store. Another thing is that when you buy bags of leaves, things like that, generally they come with a lot of air in it, like packets of chips, anything, obviously to protect the stuff, but once you're home you don't really need that protection. So I just basically open the bag up, squeeze the air out, put one of these on there, and it's still perfectly brand new, but you save so much space. So these little guys are so cheap and so handy. All right, the next category is kind of like laundry slash toiletries. So behind this magical door here is what you would call our bathroom slash laundry. So what I want to show you from this category is baby wipes. Baby wipes are an essential for if you're living in a van, if you're camping, whatever. They're just so handy. Let's be honest, let's not beat around the bush. A lot of the time you don't have access to a shower or clean running water in order to have a shower. It can go days, sometimes a full week, and just getting a baby wipe and just wiping those areas that need a clean, giving yourself a baby wipe shower, it just makes you feel so much fresher and you feel cleaner, and it just gets you by until you can have a shower again. The second thing for this category is one of these Clippy hanger things. I don't know what they're actually called. I think I got this for like $5. You can get them from Kmart, Target, $2 shops, anywhere. They're just such a lifesaver for if you just need to do a quick load of like undies and socks, which is the main thing you need to wash, or bathers, anything, and you can just clip it up. You can hang it up inside, outside, anywhere. Sometimes I hang it up in the shower. And you can, you know, things like this, you can even have it hung up while you're driving. So it just makes life so easy because you can always have stuff up and drying if you need to. The next category is just a bunch of random stuff, so let's go sit down. Number 5 is something that a lot of people use day to day, and I used day to day back when I was living, you know, the conventional in a house life, but they've become even more important and more essential now living in a van, and that is reusable bags. So I've got 3 different types of reusable bags to show. So firstly, I've got a bunch of these like just canvas tote bags, and like, I don't know what these are called, like net bags. I've got 3 net bags, and I think I've got 3 canvas tote bags as well. So I use these for groceries. I use them if I'm taking my laptop somewhere just to like go sit down somewhere and use it. I'll just put my laptop, my headphones, and whatever else I need in a canvas bag, and it's just so easy to take around with me. Sometimes I use them as my handbag. They're just so handy. Main thing I use them for is groceries, but they can be used for other things as well. Second type of reusable bag is in this little pouch, and these are produce bags. So I have a pack, I think I've got about 8 of them. They're all the same size, they're quite large, and they're just little net bags with a little drawstring. Now I use these for 3 main reasons. Number 1, produce. Number 2, I actually keep my pegs in one just because it's so easy to take around with me, get them out, store them, like it's so easy. And I also use them when I'm going to use a shower. I will put my shampoo, conditioner, face wash, razor, whatever else I need, I can put it in here. And it's so easy because like things like the razor and like my keys, they won't fall out or like get lost if I keep them all in here. And the last reusable bag I use is this one. Now this is actually our laundry bag. We did have a proper like laundry basket thing, like it was still a flexible one, but it was like had a structured circle bit. And I just decided against it because I was like, you know what, like I need something I can easily carry with me to the laundry or the laundromat or wherever we're going to wash our clothes. And this just seemed like the logical option. So like when there's nothing in it, it folds down absolutely tiny. But when there is stuff in it, you know, it's a bag, so it kind of continues to expand. And what I generally do is, you know, like fold towels over the top once it's full. So yeah, reusable bags have just become like an absolute like essential in our lives. Like obviously grocery shopping and stuff, taking stuff around, but even like the laundry and using produce bags as my toiletry bag, like who would have thought? Number 6 is one you've probably heard before, and that is a fan. So obviously we live in Australia and we're heading north, so it's just getting hotter and hotter as we go. So we decided to get a fan. My parents actually bought this for us for Christmas, so thank you Mum and Dad. But this one is not one that you have to hook up to power, which is the big difference here, because every video I watch they're like, you need a fan, and it's like a plug-in one, and we're like, no. So we got this one. I chose it out and asked them to get it for us. It's rechargeable. So yeah, basically we can recharge it during the day when we've got solar or when we're somewhere where we've got power, and then when it gets hot we can just use it. We generally, when we have used it, it's generally overnight, because it's like during the day, you know, you can bear with it, but overnight it's just harder. So we put it at the end of the bed, put it on, and it blows on us, and then it's happy days. So yes, it is big, but I actually store this either in the wardrobe or the shower, and this has just become an essential, not only because it's a fan, but because it's rechargeable, and it actually is also a light, so that serves a dual purpose as well. Moving on, number 7 is a little sewing kit. So I bought this from Woolworths. It's nothing special, but you know, living in a van, living on a very tight budget, you can't afford to just buy new clothes all the time. Yes, we go to op shops, but sometimes you just need to fix your own clothes. So I think 3 times now we've had to sew up a different item of clothing because it just is ripped or whatever. So having this little portable sewing kit it came with a bunch of different threads. We put some extra fabric in there, pins and everything. It's just come in such handy, especially if you're on a tight budget and can't afford to be buying clothes all the time. The last item in the category of just random crap is actually trays. Now this one I definitely haven't seen anyone talk about. So we obviously don't have a bed, a permanent setup bed, but this would be especially handy for if you do. So I have 2 here because Brett and I prefer different types of trays. Now these are so handy if you want to eat something real quick without setting up a table, or you don't have a table, using it to just like do some laptop work, writing stuff down, even reading. Sometimes I sit over there, put this up over my lap, put a cup of tea and my book, and I just sit there and read, and I'm happy as. So I find trays like this really helpful. Brett uses his every day. I probably use mine a couple of times a week. It's just really handy. Brett's is a lap one, so it's got the, I don't know what you call, but it like sits on your lap, and then it's actually got a slot for a tablet. So yeah, he uses it to eat, he uses it to like put his tablet in there so it props it up to watch stuff, everything. So Brett likes that kind of tray. I however like this kind of tray. So this tray is a wooden tray that has legs. So yeah, this fits perfectly in the width of our couches, but also when the bed's down I can just sit it on there, and if we want to watch like a movie I can just put the laptop on there and we can both easily see it. If we're having a super lazy day we can eat off it, like anything like that. And the main reason I really wanted this one in particular is that we can take this to like the beach or take it somewhere and we can have like a little picnic. Like This one is just like a miniature table and you can take it absolutely anywhere, and it's just, when we were staying in the Victorian coast, I took it down to the beach and like had like our drinks, radio, I don't even know, our phones on it, so it wasn't on the sand, and yeah, it was just great. So both of these are from Kmart. I think this was like $9 and this was like $15 or something. These trays are definitely essentials for us. And that brings us to the last category, which is outdoor stuff. Now it's very windy outside, so I'm not going to go outside and talk, but what I'll do is I'll explain it here and show you some clips on top of that. Number one is chairs. A lot of people I watch on van life for some reason don't have outdoor chairs. I couldn't live without an outdoor chair. I much prefer being outside than being in here. So we just have two camping chairs, I suppose you call them, that fold up really easily and go into a little storage slot that we have outdoors. And yeah, just having chairs outside just makes life, it basically doubles the amount of space you have to like chill out. So we can be out of each other's way and we can be outside and not stuck in here all the time. The last item I've left for number 10 because it is the more expensive one, and that is shade. Now, we have a vintage caravan and it does have an old awning on it, but getting that out is a big pain in the butt. So we actually bought a gazebo, which when we're traveling, we store it actually in here, and when we're parked up, we just put it up or leave it outside if we're only somewhere for a night. So the gazebo it was only like 150 bucks I think, and yeah, again, it just kind of like doubles the amount of space you have. Another option is, if you do have an actual van, or you can put this on your car, is an awning for your car. Brett has one, and sometimes we put that up instead of the gazebo. Kind of depends on the space we're in, but yeah, having outdoor shade just doubles your space. So that sums up the list of 10 van life essentials that I have come across over the past 2.5 months. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know down below if you'd like to see a part 2 of this video, or if you have any other videos, van life related or not, that you want to see from me. My Instagram is at beceldrup if you want to check that out for daily updates and stuff. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.